love scanning new things for my collection. Radiation's a super useful form of energy.
Science! Be the first to know the latest updates, breaking news, and mind-blowing insights about your favorite movies. Subscribe now and become a true movie spy.
Hey, Boimler, this way. Give me a Spock pose.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Live long and prosper.
With a long wait for new live-action Star Trek series like Strange New Worlds and Discovery, there's no better time to see Lower Decks and Prodigy. There will be a lengthy wait for the conclusion to the Season 2 cliffhanger in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. Therefore, there is no better time to watch Star Trek's animated episodes. With months until the release of Star Trek, Discovery Season 5, and maybe a year or more until Strange New Worlds Season 3, now is the ideal time to catch up on Cartoon Trek. The animated Star Trek series have been criticized for being inferior to their live-action counterparts. This is mostly due to the tarnished image of Star Trek, the animated series, which creator Gene Roddenberry originally attempted to have deleted from the official Trek canon. While animation is now an important component of the contemporary Star Trek series, it hasn't been able to overcome its low rank. It's difficult to envision Paramount Plus removing Star Trek, Prodigy from the service if it were a live-action sequel to Star Trek, Voyager. Despite Roddenberry's doubts, the outpouring of affection for Prodigy has been an encouraging indicator that Star Trek fans indeed regard the animated series as part of the official Trek canon. However, the low viewership ratings were enough to persuade Paramount Plus to cancel Prodigy, implying that a bigger review of animated Star Trek is long overdue. If there was any dispute about whether the animated series was legit, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds crossover episode put it to rest. Star Trek reaffirmed that animation is only a means for telling Star Trek stories when ensigns Brad Boimler and Beckett Mariner engaged with the Strange New Worlds ensemble in live action. Live action and animation both take place in the same universe. The only difference is that certain shows appear differently than others. Strange New Worlds appears more cinematic than Star Trek, the original series, due to the show's creators' artistic decisions. As a result, both Star Trek, Lower Decks and Star Trek, Prodigy make use of animation. Since Star Trek, the animated series, animation has been used to push the limits of what live-action Trek can do. Due to the harsh realities of the aging process, a live-action Star Trek, Voyager sequel placed 5 years after the ending would be difficult to execute. The use of animation in Star Trek, Prodigy lets the tale of the Voyager crew continue in canon without skipping decades of character growth and development. The same can be said for Star Trek, Lower Decks, which employs animation to masterfully bridge the gap between the Rick Berman and Alex Kurtzman periods of Star Trek. Lower Decks is a funny and loving tribute to TNG and TOS. Captain Boimler of the Cerritos. Lower Decks is an enthusiastic and frequently humorous tribute to all periods of the series, set on board a Starfleet starship a few rungs below the customary rank of Starfleet hero ships. Second contact missions are periodically assigned to the California-class Cerritos in order to preserve the diplomatic contacts established by Starfleet luminaries like Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Lower Decks is able to put an entirely different spin on the Star Trek world by depicting the lives of Starfleet's less celebrated officers and the difficult standards they must live up to. The animation style of Star Trek, Lower Decks, like that of Star Trek, Prodigy, lets it pick up where the TNG era left off. Lower Decks features a number of Star Trek heritage characters, including Captain William T. Riker in full command of the Titan. Lower Decks has proven that, sometimes, tenderly and evocatively rendering these people in their animation form is more successful. Star Trek, Picard employed de-aging technology to try and revisit this similar period, but Lower Decks has proven that, sometimes, passionately and evocatively rendering these characters in their animated form is more effective. Prodigy has everything good about the Trek franchise. Trek Prodigy Season 2 episode completion update. Star Trek, Prodigy's premise, a diverse collection of aliens learning about Starfleet and yearning to join its ranks, makes the show a genuine celebration of the series. From the outside, the program may appear to be a Star Trek tutorial for younger viewers, with little to lure die-hard fans. Prodigy, on the other hand, mixes the old Star Trek characteristics of episodic exploration with the more arc-focused, long-form narrative of current Trek. The ultimate effect is a genuinely terrific Star Trek program that should appeal to both old-school Trek fans and the new generation of Trek enthusiasts. Although Star Trek, Prodigy is no longer accessible on Paramount Plus, Season 1 is available on Blu-ray and Prime Video. Throughout the first 20 episodes of Star Trek, Prodigy, Dal-Rl and the crew of the Protostar have explored exotic new worlds and successfully fought Starfleet's next great nemesis, the Vow and Akat. Season 1 of Prodigy put its own twist on traditional Star Trek setups, from time travel adventures to body swap humor to holodecks gone bad. Prodigy retains everything that makes Star Trek great while reimagining the concept for a whole new audience. Skeptical fans should look past the cartoon aesthetics of Star Trek, Prodigy, and Star Trek Lower Decks because they're treasure troves of new and thrilling Starfleet adventures, perfect for filling the gaps left by the Season 2 cliffhanger finale of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds. Stay tuned, because we have a mission to uncover the most enigmatic film secrets ever created. Remember, with Movie Spy, the truth is just one click away. Thanks for watching.
My arms don't normally do this.
My eyes feel huge. Do my eyes look huge?
Hmm?